Welcome to this specialized module on the CDP IDBroker. In the cloud, managing identity is synonymous with managing security. IDBroker is the linchpin component in Cloudera Data Platform that allows your users and applications to access cloud-native object stores without ever handling long-term access keys. In this session, we will break down exactly how IDBroker facilitates this secure handshake. Let's start with the fundamental concept. What is IDBroker? It is a service running within your data lake that acts as a secure middleman. Its primary job is to exchange credentials. Instead of hard-coding AWS access keys or Azure secrets into your applications, which is a major security risk, IDBroker takes your authenticated CDP identity and trades it for a temporary, short-lived cloud token. This means your data engineers and data scientists can access S3 buckets or ADLS containers seamlessly without ever possessing the keys to the castle. It is a core part of the shared data experience, or SDX, and is deployed by default when you create an environment. This flowchart visualizes the token exchange pattern. The CDP user initiates a request to the IDBroker service. IDBroker checks its internal mapping config to see if this user is authorized. If they are, IDBroker contacts the cloud provider IAM like Oz SDS. The cloud provider returns temporary credentials, which IDBroker then hands back to the user. This ensures the user never touches the permanent credentials, only temporary ones. Why is this architecture critical? The primary driver is zero-key distribution. In the past, admins often copied AWS keys into core site, XML, or user home directories. IDBroker eradicates this bad practice. It allows for granular access control. You can map your finance group in CDP to a read-only role for the finance bucket and your admin group to a full access role. Furthermore, because every request goes through IDBroker, you gain auditability. You can trace exactly when a user requested cloud access, bridging the gap between your corporate directory and cloud IAM. Here we compare the legacy method with the IDBroker method. The legacy path involves putting static keys into config files, which leads directly to credential leak risks. The IDBroker path uses Kerberos auth to trigger a token exchange, resulting in a short-lived token. This visualizes the shift from persistent risk to ephemeral security. How does this look on your specific cloud? On Oz, IDBroker uses the Security Token Service SDS to assume IAM roles defined in your account. On Azure, it leverages user-assigned managed identities. You assign a data access identity to the VM, and IDBroker uses that identity to request tokens on behalf of users. On GCP, it uses service account impersonation. Regardless of the cloud, you must configure a trust policy on the cloud side to explicitly allow the IDBroker role to assume these other roles, forming a chain of trust. This diagram separates the implementation by cloud provider. The central IDBroker node branches out. For Oz, it performs an SDS assume role operation. For Azure, it uses the on behalf of flow with a managed identity. For GCP, it impersonates a service account. This highlights that while the concept is unified, the underlying mechanism respects the cloud provider's native security constructs. Do you configure this? You use the CDP CLI. The command set IDBroker mappings is your primary tool. You define mappings in JSON format, linking a CDP group like administrators to a cloud role ARN. There are two categories of roles you'll configure. The data access role, which is the target role granting access to S3 or ADLS, and the baseline role, sometimes called the Ranger audit role, which is a fallback used for system processes. Proper configuration ensures that when user Alice from the HR group logs in, she automatically gets the HR role in AWS. The admin sequence starts with the CDP CLI command. The admin sends the mapping definition. The CLI pushes this to the control plane. The control plane then syncs this configuration down to the IDBroker instance running in your data lake. The note highlights the result. A specific group is now mathematically linked to a specific cloud role. IDBroker isn't just for VMs. It's crucial for data services running on Kubernetes, like Cloudera Data Engineering, CDE, and Data Warehouse, CDW. In these environments, Kubernetes pods need to access your data. They call out to the IDBroker service in the data lake to get credentials. This enables the zero-copy architecture. You can spin up a CD cluster, run a job accessing protected S3 data via IDBroker, and then destroy the cluster, leaving the data secure and untouched. For automated workflows, you often map machine users or service accounts like SRV NIFI to specific roles to allow headless data ingestion. The CD pod is the actor here. It authenticates with IDBroker to receive a token. Armed with that token, it accesses S3 data. The lower section shows a machine user, representing an automated service, which is mapped to an ingest role within the IDBroker configuration, facilitating automated, secure access. For advanced security, IDBroker works hand-in-hand with RAZ, the Ranger authorization service. In a standard IDBroker setup, the cloud role dictates access. But with RAZ, IDBroker issues a token for a special high-privilege RAZ role. However, the user doesn't get this token directly. Instead, RAZ intercepts the user's storage request, checks the fine-grained policies in Ranger, like user can only read directory A, and if allowed, RAZ performs the fetch. This allows you to apply Hadoop-style permissions to cloud object storage. Follow the path of a RAZ-enabled request. The user request hits IDBroker. IDBroker facilitates a token, but for the RAZ role. The RAZ interceptor takes over, checking the policy in Ranger. Only if Ranger returns allowed does the flow proceed to S3 access. This adds a critical governance layer on top of raw cloud storage. To wrap up, here are the best practices. First, prefer mapping CDP groups to roles rather than individual users. This makes user management scalable. Second, monitor your sync status. After updating mappings, use the getIDBroker mapping sync status command to ensure the data lake has picked up the changes. Finally, if users report 403 forbidden errors when trying to access data, your first stop should be the IDBroker logs to verify if the mapping exists and if the cloud role has the correct trust relationship configured. This troubleshooting tree guides you through access issues. Start at troubleshoot 403. First, check mapping. If missing, add the group mapping. If it exists, move to check cloud role. If the trust policy is bad, e.g., IDBroker role not trusted, update IAM trust. If the cloud side is fine. Finally, check Ranger policy to see if an application level rule is blocking access.
Welcome to quicktechie.com. So just type in quicktechie.com here. Then you can go through the material which is provided by Quicktechie. So we have first of all video courses which you can go here and you can find the various video courses across the technologies as well as finance domain. So if you see in Microsoft, we have 8 programs currently running. Next, you can go through the ebooks available. So all the ebooks which are in PDF format today, and you can download this. So let me go through Microsoft certification ebooks. You can click on any of this and you can see this is the PDF available for you to download. So these are the premium ebook mostly available on quicktechie.com platform only. Now the second part is exam simulator. As we primarily focus on the all technology companies and finance domain certification preparation material. So this is company wide listed here and you can go through this. So let me go through the Microsoft one again. You can see these are all Microsoft related certification. AB 730 exam, if you open it, so you can see here this and all the practice papers are available here. Today we have a 5 practice paper. So click on the first practice paper. It would load the questions. You can answer this question. This is way you can answer it and you can move to the next question. Now the third material we wanted to highlight is an audiobook. So we started recently with the audiobooks as well, which you can listen on the go, and various technology wise ebooks are available. And at the last, this is our alumni. These people who are subscribing to our courses and this platform, they are all listed here. And at the end, I wanted to tell you, if you find any course or training or certification preparation material which you want to get us prepared for yourself, please put on the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, on Udemy, or on this platform itself, quicktechie.com, then please put the comment. Or you can even send an email to using this contact us options here. You can directly do the WhatsApp message. You can call us on this numbers as well.